was on the line this afternoon for the Rebels as they were in Reno taking on the Wolfpack. Not only was UNLV looking to bring the Fremont Cannon back to Las Vegas along with in-state bragging rights, but also earn the program's first postseason appearance in 4 years. There's a good look at the 545-pound Fremont Cannon, currently painted Nevada blue after last year's 45-10 win over the Rebels. On the opening drive of the game, Reno looking sharp. Ty Ganji caps off the three-play 68-yard drive with this 21-yard TD pass to Wyatt Dems. Just 57 seconds in, and the Wolfpack take a 6-0 lead. Second quarter, Armani Rogers making things happen with his legs. UNLV's true freshman quarterback dives across the goal line for the score, 7-6 Rebels. Second half action, the Rebs kicker Evan Pantels adds to their lead here from 53 yards out. Drills it to put UNLV up 7, but the Wolfpack would tie it up off of this Ganji to Travion Armstrong touchdown. Armstrong comes down with it in double coverage, 16 all. We head to the fourth. Kelton Moore from 1 yard out gives UNR the 23-16 lead, and that will do it as the Wolfpack win with the same tally, 23-16. Our John Treach was in Reno covering the game and caught up with the Rebels after the tough season-ending loss. They definitely are, but like you said, it is not going to be easy. But if the Golden Knights can put together a solid 60 minutes of hockey, especially defensively against that tough offense, then by the time we wrap up here tonight, the Golden Knights could easily be 7-1. Now, historically, the Blackhawks are one of the most dominant franchises in the NHL, 6-time Stanley Cup champions, with the last one coming in 2014-15 season. They were also the Western Conference Central Division champions last season. Now, this year, they're off to a hot start, sitting at 5-2, second in their division, and they're also third in the NHL in goals scored with 32. Head coach Gerard Gallant knows a win tonight will be tough.
Talented team, a lot of firepower.
It's hard to believe, but sitting at 4-6, the Raiders are still in the playoff hunt, with their season largely hinging on today's matchup against division foe, the Denver Broncos. A win for the Raiders will have them keeping pace in the AFC wild card picture. Well, John, the biggest question surrounding the Sharks lineup heading into Game 1 was, will Joe Thornton be in it? Now, as we head into Game 2, the biggest question surrounding the Sharks lineup is, will Evander Kane be in it? Kane was ejected in the third period after cross-checking Pierre-Edouard Bellemare in the face. Here's what Evander Kane had to say about the hit after the game.
Yeah, I'm not a dirty player, but, obviously don't want to put my team in that situation.
It was an extremely vicious hit, although he did say there was no intent, and you can bet that the NHL's Department of Player Safety will take a serious look at that, and we'll find out very soon if he is suspended for Game 2. Live on the Golden Knights bench, Kevaney Martin, 8 Sports Now.
Thanks a lot, Kevaney.
It's the bout boxing fans have been waiting for. Canelo versus Triple G. Supremacy and worldwide bragging rights on the line. We've been covering the super fight all week. John Treach is live just hours out from the first bell. Hey, John. Hey, Chris, lots of smiles now, but pregame, there weren't any smiles. As expected, it was a very emotional pregame ceremony that focused on the horrific events that unfolded right here in Las Vegas just over a week ago. And a big question was, how would the players respond once it was time to play hockey? And we found out pretty quickly as they scored 4 goals in just 8 minutes of play en route to a 5-2 victory.
Yeah, it was just a lot of emotion.
And Chris, I had a chance to speak with veteran goaltender Marc-Andre Fleury, and he's played in some pretty big games in his career, not to mention a few Stanley Cup finals. I asked him how this crowd stacked up, and he said this was one of the most electric atmospheres he's ever played in front of. Live inside T-Mobile Arena, Kevaney Martin, 8 Sports Now.
All right, thank you very much, Kevaney.
History was made last night. The Knights leave with a win, but more importantly, as Chris Matthews reports, they leave with a Texas-sized prayer from the fans in Dallas. Hey, Chris, things are winding down here. The draft is officially in the books, and I am joined by head coach and general manager Bill Laimbeer. Now, we talked on Tuesday. It's all said and done. A'ja Wilson, we can finally say it for real. How excited are you to get such a talent on your roster?
Well, I think we're all excited. Coaches, players, fans.
Thanks, John. As you mentioned, a 38-28 final here at Sam Boyd Stadium for the Las Vegas Bull with the Broncos getting the win. But I am joined by Oregon Duck senior Tyrell Crosby. Tyrell, you are pretty much a local celebrity, Green Valley grad. What was it like to play your final game here in Las Vegas?
Regardless of the outcome, it was awesome. All my friends, my family to be there to support me, and regardless of the ending, I was thankful for it.
You talk about the outcome, but what heart your team showed here tonight. You know, the Broncos jumped out to that 24-point lead, and then with 37 seconds left in that first half, the defense put 2 scores on the board, and it was really back and forth in the second half. They just ended up on top. How proud are you of this team and the heart that they showed tonight?
Yeah, any team could have quit when it's 24-0, but we didn't, and it was just awesome to see the guys rally around and keep fighting.
And finally, you know, the talk of the town was how you changed your jersey number to wear 58 to represent the 58 lives lost on October 1st. How special was that for you?
It was extremely special, and I just want to thank Kenny Farr for giving me the opportunity, the relief, or funds for it.
Thank you so much, Tyrell. What an incredible kid. We'll definitely be seeing him playing on Sundays very soon. Reporting at Sam Boyd Stadium, Kevaney Martin, 8 Sports Now.
When you take a look at the Rebels' 43-40 loss last week, there were several glaring issues in all 3 facets of the game. The defense giving up more than 300 yards rushing, and the offense settling for field goals instead of touchdowns. But it was the missed opportunities, the non-contact mental mistakes that head coach Tony Sanchez was the most upset about. 5 false starts in the red zone and 3 fumbles. It's something that he says the Rebels have focused heavily on heading into this week's matchup with Idaho State.
Really, it's about players. I mean, I was a player. I remember that.
The Rebels and the Vandals kick off from the Kiwi Dome Saturday at 4:05. Big day at City National Arena. The Golden Knights rookies hit the ice for the first time. They went at it for about an hour and a half, and it turned out to be pretty aggressive and a tough session. The guys are also starting to play together on specific lines. They're all fighting for a shot to continue with the Knights next week when the Veterans Camp opens.
A couple of jitters from every guy there for sure.
John, our review completely dominated in their Week 1 win with a 52-point drubbing over Las Vegas High School last Friday. Their stud senior running back Jakari Haney had a brilliant showing, rushing for 140 yards and a touchdown. Haney and company looking to carry their momentum into tonight as they played host to the Jaguars of Desert Pines. Everyone knows, obviously, you're 6'5", you're a force in the paint. Yeah. But what makes you so special is your versatility. I mean, your footwork is incredible. Your hands are incredible. You can handle the rock. You can dish the rock. You have a 15-foot jump shot. There's no limit, basically?
Hopefully not. Hopefully there's no limit. I'm always ready to just work and expand my game.
And I'm joined by Mike Friday, the head coach of USA Sevens. Coach, you guys just came off a huge win over Samoa, 26-12. What did you see? What did you like out of your team in that win?
Well, what I enjoyed was our physicality, and so that was really the message that we sent to them tonight.
And one of the coolest parts, you know, stories leading up to today was that you guys engraved the season ticket holders into the ice. I've never heard of that. Is that something new? And where did you guys get the idea for that?
Well, it's I hadn't heard about it in hockey, but I've seen a few teams in the NBA have done taken a portion of the court and actually done that.
Well, 2 games, 2 completely different emotional responses. What did you see in the fans when you left?
Yeah, John, they kind of understood. I mean, this is playoff hockey, right? We heard Gerard Gallant say this is going to be a grind-out series. It's going to go to 6 or 7. I mean, they didn't come in here expecting to sweep them, right? These are the 2 best teams remaining in the NHL. They're going to give it everything they have. It's back and forth, grind it out. So, I mean, this is what you expect, right? It's playoff hockey.
And the players thought that, you know, it was frustration. They want to get back on the ice. Game 3, and it was 1-1 in the last 2 series too. It's right where they want to be, right?
Exactly. Quick turnaround. That's the best thing. Get back on the ice, fix their mistakes, and get back at it for Game 3.
And it's been a fast starting team, but also you got to continue. Mm-hmm. So that they scored in the first 10 minutes, but then they let down. So it's going to be a matter of paying attention to the details and executing beyond that first surge of momentum.
Exactly, and you know what they've been so good at doing this entire year is answering. Every time there's been a goal, it seems like within a couple minutes. But tonight they didn't have that.
No answer.
So they have to get that back, and hopefully in Game 3, if the Washington Capitals do take a lead or get that goal, they can get back to their old ways of making those quick answers.
And they're due for a huge Marc-Andre Fleury game.
Exactly.
We've seen that in all the series.
Exactly, there you go.
Not saying a shutout, but one of those games where he has 35 saves and the incredible play, because this team really rides the momentum that he gives.
He's a leader, and he's their captain.
Oh, for Kevaney, I'm John, and we close out Game 2 and send it back to you.